good, Commanders family? Welcome to another episode of Everything Commanders. I am your host, Dream Team Buddha. It's official. The Commanders 2025 NFL schedule just released. Let's do a deep dive into the schedule and see who we're going to have to put the pause on. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Everything Commanders with your host, Dream Team Buddha. Hail to the Commanders.
All right, y'all, so before we get into this video, if you will, do your boy a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn the bell notification on so the way I can keep you in the know with Everything Commanders. Now, let's get into this video. All right, y'all, so as stated earlier, you know your boys got a lot of primetime games, and I know it was a whole lot of confusion going on earlier, you know, as far as what primetime games meant, and it actually was national TV games, which means the whole world will be watching the Commanders when they play. So, in fact, it is 8 national TV / primetime games. All right? So, now that the schedule has released, we finna go through this schedule. We're going to talk about what we like and what we don't like and what we can see as a tough matchup, or if we see something that's cakewalk, which I doubt because we have a hell of a schedule this season. All right? Starting off week 1, coming to town, we got the New York Giants coming to Northwest Stadium. That's right, you heard right. Coming to town week 1, home game to start the season off at 1 p.m., one of the few 1 p.m. games that we will have all season long. In that game, you will get a chance to see Russell Wilson take snaps for the New York Giants. I doubt if it'll be Jackson Dart to start the season off, unless it's some type of catastrophic thing that go on, like injury or something like that, where as though Russ don't even get a chance to be the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. So it'll pretty much be Russell Wilson versus Jaden Daniels for week 1. But one of the matchups that we all going to have our eyes on is your boy Abdul Carter going up against our guy, Josh Conley Jr. Because 9 times out of 10, Josh Conley Jr. will be starting for your beloved Washington Commanders. And Abdul Carter, I'm sure he will be starting. The only thing is, it just won't be – these aren't the 2 best linemen on each team. Abdul Carter isn't the best pass rusher just yet. And Josh Conley Jr. isn't the best offensive lineman just yet. So it'll be a good matchup in the trenches. We will see with all that money we put in the offseason if it was worth it. We put our money where our mouth was, and we say we wanted to build the trenches throughout the offseason, and we did just that. Week 1 will be a true testament to how good them trenches were built. If they were built with a solid foundation or they was built with something weak. We're going to find out week 1. And playing the Giants in week 1, I love it because it's a slow walk game. If you ask me, it's not starting off playing against the Eagles or starting off playing against the Chiefs. Not that I'm saying that the Giants ain't the best, even though they ain't the best. I'm just saying that game right there, it will be a chance for us to actually, you know, get our feet wet and actually start putting the pause on people. You feel me? As the season go on, we'll be able to ramp up and really start spanking these people, because I definitely don't think last year was a fluke, and I definitely don't think Jaden Daniels is going to have a sophomore slump. So let's just keep it right moving, y'all. The following week, going to be a tough game, y'all. We on the road against the Green Bay Packers. If you recall, the Green Bay Packers, they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs, y'all. They lost to the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs. They had a good year last year. So they wanted the playoff team. That's why I said the win percentage and our strength of schedule is crazy. And it goes off what you did last season. So in this case, this should be a hell of a game. Also, you do know this is the first of many primetime games. The Washington Commanders will face off against the Green Bay Packers at 8:15 on 9/11. So you know the whole world going to be tuned in. Everybody is going to be tuned in. That will be a Thursday night football game. So make sure you get your popcorn ready. I love the matchup. It's gonna be a pound for pound a brawl. You know what I'm saying? They got some weapons over there, and they went out and they got what's the dude? Matthew Golden, the fastest wide receiver in the NFL draft. They got him. Although I don't think he'll be much of a factor just yet, but he still is a threat. And they still got Jaden Reed. They still got Romeo Dobbs. They still got Josh Jacobs. They still got a nice little arsenal over there that we definitely need to keep our eyes on. But all in all, I like the matchup. So let's move right along. Week 3, guess who's coming to town? The Oakland Raiders. I'm sorry, they're not even Oakland no more. They're the Las Vegas Raiders. I took it all the way back to just win baby days. They won't be just winning in week 3 when they come to Northwest Stadium. I promise you that. We get to see the good old Ashton Genty. Let's see if he really going to be the next Saquon Barkley, which I don't think he will be. He do got the likes of a Saquon Barkley. He's just not as fast as Saquon Barkley, but he is a home run hitter. They also got Brock Bowers over there at tight end. So they got some weapons over there, and they acquired Geno Smith this offseason to be their starting quarterback. They didn't draft Shedeur Sanders like everybody thought due to the connection with Tom Brady. They just went ahead and gave Geno Smith a big-time contract for the next 2 to 3 years. So I like that matchup. That's going to be a tough matchup, but I do think we'll come out on top with the W. However, this video ain't about if I think we're going to win or not, so I'm going to hold back on if I think we will win or not. Let's move right along. Week 4. This time, we heading down to Atlanta. Last year, we had to beat these guys to solidify our playoff spot, and we did just that in overtime just to beat the Atlanta Falcons. This time, it ain't going to be no Kirk Cousins saga, whereas though Penix just came in like a week or 2 before. He just got acclimated in the offense like a week or 2 before he played us, and he put on a great show. I think the boys going to be great, and they got them 2 edge rushers out the draft. I can't think of their names right now. I know James Pierce Jr. and the other young guy. They got some dogs over there, but guess what? We built up the trenches, so we ready for war. We ain't worried about all that. Just know that. We ready for war. Just put it like that. So I like the matchup. Michael Penix versus Jaden Daniels. That's going to be must-see TV. Now, that game is at 1 p.m. All right, just like the week prior, the Raiders game, that's a 1 p.m. game, all right? So, moving right along, we go on the road again. We head on out to the Chargers. And we face the Chargers at 4:25 p.m. Now, that's going to be a tough game. Like, Justin Herbert, a lot of people felt like we should have took Justin Herbert over Chase Young. We did what we did. We made the moves that we made. Justin Herbert really ain't won nothing, but I would say if we could go back into time, yeah, maybe we should have took the quarterback then. But guess what? If we would have took him then, we would have never got Jaden Daniels. So what's for us is for us. So yeah, you can miss me with that, and it worked out. It worked out just well for the Commanders. But anyway, we head to over there to see the holler at the Chargers, and that's going to be a tough game. This whole schedule is pretty much going to be tough, y'all. Even in the division, this whole schedule is going to be tough. So brace yourselves. Get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a brawl the entire season. Now, let's move right along. And I know y'all know this team, and we bringing them back to Northwest Stadium. We bringing them back this year. Last year, we cooked them on the last play of the game in that magical Hail Mary. That would be the Chicago Bears. I know y'all remember that game where Tariq Stevens was acting like a little spoiled little brat while he was running down the sideline, taunting the crowd or whatever the case may be. The whole time the players in motion, Jaden Daniels scrambling around, put the ball up. He runs over there, smack the ball, and smacks it right into Noah Brown's hand. The rest is history. Caleb Williams go off, the Browns go off. That pretty much finished their season. And it pretty much it put us in another gear for that season because we had so many close games. And I remember that night vividly. When we won that jump, I didn't even think that he was going to complete that Hail Mary, because the percentage on them Jones is very, very, it's like, it's low, real low. So we was covered by the grace of God last year. I promise you that. And I'm not saying that, we weren't good, but what I'm saying is we had a lot of games going our favor, y'all. This time around, we really, really gonna have to get it out the mud. And of course, week 6, it's a prime time game. When the Bears come to town, it's a Monday night game. Right? All right? Then let's move right along. And guess what we head to? Oh, stinky, funky Jerry World. We get to go out there and see CeeDee Lamb, GP, George Pickens that is, and Dak Prescott. We finally get to face off against Dak Prescott. And because they keep saying, Dak Prescott is undefeated against the Commanders. He really only lost one time. He have been, leaving us in the dirt every time we play him. But he did not play us last year. He ain't seen this Commanders team. And they keep screaming that they beat our backup. We lost to a backup quarterback, and we was about to lose again until y'all switched the game up and put Mariota in. Man, shut up. We ain't trying to hear that. We coming to Dallas. We coming to holler at you folks week 7. And when we come into town, we coming in, we taking over your trap, and we leaving with the dub. And I know I said I ain't predicting nothing, but we taking that from the Cowboys. I don't care. To hell with the Cowboys. That's week 10. That's going to be a tough game. Cowboys upgraded that offensive line. And I don't know if Trayvon Diggs will be back by then or if he will be deemed as not returning for the 2025 season. But I like what Dallas did. I think Dallas will be in play this year. It will be a 3-way race between the Commanders, the Eagles, and the Cowboys for the number 1 spot in the division. I don't know what the Giants gonna do. They may shock people, who knows? But I just don't see it happening. It could happen though. Nobody's seen what happened with the Commanders last year happening. So yeah, let's just keep it moving. Moving right along. We on the road again. We going straight on over there to Kansas City, and it's a Monday night football game, 8:15 p.m. We play Patty Mahomes. This is, they had to get JD5, the golden child, to play one of the GOATs and Patrick Mahomes. They had to put that on national TV. So that's gonna be must see TV. That's in week 8. And we ain't even got to talk about their arsenal because they got a hell of a roster over there. You already know Rashee Rice coming back this year. They was already a problem last year with a subpar offense. They still got Hollywood Brown, I believe. I think they still got Xavier Worthy. They still got Isaiah Pacheco. Last year he came in off an injury, but he came back off an injury and they were slow walking for the rest of the season. And he never really got going. I don't know if they brought back Kareem Hunt, but they gonna still be a problem. It's Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. I'm looking forward to that matchup. That will be a tough matchup on the road in Kansas City. We're going to need everybody. We're going to need some fans traveling to that game. I won't be traveling to that game, but I will be glued. I will have my eyes glued to the screen, and I will be paying attention. And hopefully, just hopefully, we could come out with that dub. That's going to be one of those tough games. So we got Dallas and we got Kansas City on the road. That's going to be 2 tough games. Dallas is in the division, so that's family business. So, the records wouldn't matter at that point. I'm not sure what we will be at that point in time. I'll do a little brief wins and losses at the end of the schedule release. But anyway, let's just keep it moving. Week 11, Sunday night football. We welcome in the Seattle Seahawks. Welcome back. Sam Howell got traded. He's with the Vikings now, I believe. So no welcome back. But what I will say is this: Seattle is Dan Quinn's old stomping ground. Okay, he was a part of that Legion of Boom, and he got it's a connection there. It's a connection there. Ken Norton Jr. It's a connection there. Joe Witt. It's a connection there. I believe Joe Witt was with him back in that day as well. So it's a connection there. So that's going to be a good game to watch. Seattle, they have the guy that was seeing ghosts in Sam Darnold at quarterback. And they did, what else did they do? They did trade for Cooper Kupp. Oh, no, Cooper Kupp did sign with Seattle. And they do still have the young guy. What's the wide receiver name they got? Dang, I can't think of his name, but the dude from Ohio State. He a dog. They got some weapons over there. I will give it to them. They got some weapons. They still got Kenneth Murray. I mean, they still got Murray, the running back. Yeah. They're gonna be nice. I look forward to that matchup. But I do feel like we coming out on top with the dub. But it is what it is. It's neither here nor there. That is a Sunday night football game. And that is week 9. Come to week 10. Guess who's coming to town, looking to get they lick back? Guess who's coming to town? Look who's looking to get they lick back. Them damn Lions. I know they want all the smoke, and I don't know. If them Lions hungry, at least we won't be playing in the Lions then. That's what I will say. Because I know we caught them slipping. We caught them slipping in that NFC division game and sent them boys home, and that was the shortest ride home because they was already at home. And I know it hit different when you lose to the hottest team in the NFL that ain't supposed to be where they were last season. So yeah, but also they did lose Ben Johnson. He is with the Bears. That's why I do believe that game will be nice. But they did lose Ben Johnson. They did lose their defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn. But also, they still got the foundation of the team there. Aiden Hutchinson should be back. They still got Dan Campbell as their coach. That should be a good game. That's the home game. Moving right along. The following week, international game. We headed to Madrid. All y'all already knew that. It was leaked, but way before, a week before it even came out. We headed to Madrid. It's going to be a 9:30 a.m. Eastern game. So you're going to have to get yourself up early just to watch that game. I'll be up early, front and center. And I do not think the Dolphins want any smoke with these Commanders. I don't think they want any smoke. But we shall see come week 11. That game right there, as we get to that game after going through that little stretch, and then the stretch that we got left, week 12 comes a bye week. No longer do we have a bye week at the end of the year. Let's clap it up for that. I'm sick of it. I mean, for the last 3 to 4 seasons, we had a bye week like at the end of the year. I mean, it's still close. I will give it that. It's still close, but it'd be like week 14 or something like that. At least they pushed it up a couple weeks. You know, week 12, we got a bye week after coming from Madrid. So that's going to be good too. So at the end of the day, we'll have enough time to recover, get our feet up under us, because you know when we come home, you know they're going to have your beloved Commanders on primetime TV. On primetime TV again versus the Denver Broncos, because they coming to town. Your boy Bo Nix coming to Northwest Stadium. And you know he wants some smoke because he feel like he should have got more votes in that NFL Rookie of the Year last year. But Jaden Daniels beat him out respectfully. So any animosity he got towards JD5, he can kill that. Because my boy did what he had to do, and the best man won. Point blank period. So stop all that hibbity hoo blah. All that yeah. That's last year. We looking for a Super Bowl. We looking for an MVP now. But let it go. Let it go. We will see you come week 13. They do got a nice little roster over there. I will say that. I will say, I think they got Amarion Hampton in the draft. I'm not too sure. It's been a minute. But anyway, they got a nice little roster over there, but we will see them week 13. Moving right along, now we get to see Sam Howell because we travel to Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Kevin O'Connell, you know, this is old stomping grounds. So that should be a pretty good game. You know, they're gonna start with J.J. McCarthy at quarterback this year. We shall see how he developed. That should be a pretty interesting game. This going up against them. Hopefully everybody can stay rather healthy throughout the season. And, all the teams, honestly. Hopefully, the majority of people will be healthy, if not all, come week 14 heading into Minnesota. I do like the Commanders in that game, but, at the end of the day, we'll talk about that after this. Then moving right along, after spanking the Giants, well, I said I wasn't going to do it. But after playing the Giants in week 1, we play the Giants again in week 15, this time in New York. Again, it will be another tough game, but the good guys will win. The Commanders will win. Point blank period. Just know that. I ain't even going to talk about it no more. We already done played them. Now, this is the most interesting part, interesting, however you want to say it, part of the schedule. We played the Eagles, the Cowboys, and then the Eagles to close out the season. If you look at the Eagles, both games that we play, both games say to be determined. We know for a fact one of them will be primetime. And that's a fact, Jack. So we play them at home. We welcome them at home. They come to Northwest Stadium, week 16. And we already know it's going to be a tough game. But we want all the smoke. We looking for revenge. We looking for revenge. Week 16. We want all the smoke. Point blank period. We want all the smoke. And we ain't having that Saquon Barkley put up circus numbers on us no more. Yeah. We not having it, Saquon. We not having it. Point blank period. We better not have it. All that daggone money we spent on the defensive line trying to stop the run and that linebacker and stuff like that. Yeah, we better not have it. And A.J. Brown. Trey Amos going to get at you. Yeah. And Marshawn Lattimore won his lick back too. Yeah, you did my man dirty last year when he was hurt up. He's banged up. No Yeezy. So we're going to see what's up come week 16. And then we face off against Dallas week 17. And it's a home game. So that's when we strike a blow. And guess what day that is? Guess what day that is? That is Christmas. That is Christmas. We played the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas. What better gift could we get from the Commanders other than a win at home versus them stinking ass Dallas Cowboys? It don't get no better than that. It don't get no better than that. Like I said, hopefully everybody's healthy because I don't want to hear no excuses. I hope the whole roster is healthy for both sides. And, of course, come time that end of the season, people going to be, winding down at the end of the season, whatever the case may be. So we shall see. And then after that game, to close out the season, we play the Philadelphia Eagles at Philly Stadium. Now, Lincoln Stadium, I just don't like how they bully people. It's like it ain't even just the team, it's the fans. I still ain't forgot what y'all did to us in the NFC Championship game. I still ain't forgot. Y'all ain't putting up 55 points in combined in these two games we play y'all. Yeah, remember I said that. Come back and look at this video. But yeah, so we close out the season against the Eagles. By then, we will already have clinched the division. By then, we already been in clinched the division, and ain't no need for us to even, play our starters at this point. So we finna turn up, y'all. So anyway, also I forgot to go over the preseason game. This preseason, we do play against the Patriots in the preseason. We play against the Bengals in the preseason. And once again, we play against the Baltimore Ravens in the preseason. Now, about 3 weeks ago, they were speaking on joint practices. They do that in the preseason so they don't, they get the good reps. So we might see some joint practices either with the Patriots or Bengals or the Ravens. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Ravens. That last week, we're going to see some joint practices with them and the Bengals most likely. I'm not too sure with the Patriots, but chances are it will be some joint practices, multiple joint practices. Whether it's 2 or 3, we shall see. And before I get out of here, let me just do a brief, this straight out the pack of wins and losses on this schedule. Let me just do that real quick for the record. It's subject to change before the season starts. All right, this bear with me. Bear with me. Week 1 against the Giants, a dub. Week 2 against the Packers, a dub. Week 3 against the Raiders, a dub. Week 4 against the Falcons, a dub. Week 5 against the Chargers, a dub. Week 6 against the Bears, the revenge game. You know how I am in Jaden Daniels in primetime games. I just don't think that Jaden Daniels could, I just don't see him losing in primetime games. Like night games, go look at the record, what he did last year at night games. We get the win, but we get the win against the Bears. I ain't even going to go into detail because I'm going to do another video for that. But anyway, week 6, we get the dub. All right, week 7, we head to Dallas. It's a big game. We all talking about it. The first time we get this meetup over there in Jerry's World. Both teams healthy. Both teams ready to ball. We get the dub. That's 7-0, right? Week 8 versus the Chiefs. We face our first L of the season. Our first loss of the season versus the Chiefs in week 8. That's 7-1. Week 9, we face off against the Seahawks at home. A dub. 8-1. Week 10 versus the Lions at home. A dub. 9-1. When we head to Madrid, a dub against the Dolphins. 10-1. We go on a bye week, 10-1. Come back home. Primetime game again. I told you, I ain't ever going against JD5 in a primetime game. A night game, okay? Unless it's a game like the Chiefs, okay? But anyway, a dub. 11-1, I believe. I think we're 11-1 at this point versus the Broncos. Moving right along against the Vikings, a dub. Moving along again against the Giants. A dub. Moving right along again against the Eagles at home. A dub. Moving right along again against the Cowboys at home. A dub. And last but not least, against the Eagles to close out the season at Lincoln Financial Stadium. The second L of the season. The only 2 losses of the season. The Chiefs and the Eagles. We end the season at 15-2. Number 1 seed in the NFC. Hey, listen. We ain't playing games this year. Now listen. This is way too early record prediction. But I just wanted to have some fun. This is definitely subject to change before the season starts. But yeah, 15-2 on the year. Commanders number 1 in the NFC. Bye week going into the playoffs, and the rest is history. Yeah, but anyway, that's going to do it for your boy. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn the bell notification on so that way I can keep you in the know with everything Commanders. I appreciate you for rocking with me. If you rock with me throughout this whole video, even if this your first video or, whatever the case may be, I appreciate each and every last one of y'all, all the support for support me on these videos. Subscribe to the channel. Join the family. Welcome to the family. We're going to speak into existence. But look, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. And before I go, let's get them left hands up. Before I go, let me make sure I get in the camera with this. Before I go, left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Let's get it.